So good morning. My name is Amy Hill, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement and Advocacy with the Central Pennsylvania Foodbank.
Okay, do you want to talk a little bit more about that, or do you want us to do the proclamation first?
I can do whatever works
Why
for
don't
you.
why don't you just go ahead
Sure.
and explain your role and what's going on there?
Okay. So the Central Pennsylvania Foodbank is a large-scale provider of charitable food assistance. We have a network of about 12 to 1,300 local soup kitchens and church pantries and shelters and other types of local organizations that take the charitable food that we provide and put it in the hands of our neighbors in need. September is Hunger Action Month. And so we're using this time to shine a spotlight on hunger in central Pennsylvania. So I very much appreciate the opportunity to be here today and to have the proclamation. Just raising awareness is an important part to the first step for ending hunger.
Well, we have the Lebanon County Press here, so
Very
hopefully
good.
they'll give you some good coverage. This is the best we have in
I
Lebanon
know,
County.
that's wonderful, thank you.
Very good. So we have a proclamation then. Dawn, if you'd like to read the proclamation.
Whereas hunger and poverty are issues of vital concern in Lebanon County, where 9.8% of the people are food insecure, and 1 in every 8 children do not know where their next meal will come from. And whereas the Lebanon County is committed to taking steps to combat hunger in every part of our community and to provide additional resources that those in our community need. And whereas Lebanon County is committed to working with Central Pennsylvania Foodbank and its partner agencies in educating people about the role and importance of food banks in addressing hunger and raising awareness of the need to devote more resources and attention to hunger issues. And whereas the coronavirus pandemic has held a devastating health and economic impacts across the country, and it is projected that the food insecurity rate in Lebanon County will rise to 11% in the wake of the pandemic. Whereas the month of September has been designated Hunger Action Month in order to bring attention to food insecurity in our communities and to engage in public action, including volunteer shifts, social media shares, and donation to end the hunger one helping at a time. And whereas food banks across the county, including Central Pennsylvania Foodbank and its partner agencies, will host numerous events throughout the month of September to bring awareness and help to end hunger in the local community. Now therefore, we the Lebanon County Commissioners do hereby recognize September 2021 as Hunger Action Awareness Month in Lebanon County and call this observance to the attention of our citizens.
Okay. We'll have a motion to adopt the proclamation.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Does anyone have any comments or anything?
Mr. Chair, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Amy, hi, I'm Laura LeBeau with Forever Media. Can you just talk a little bit, we hear this term food insecurity. Can you just sort of flesh that out a little bit?
Sure. So when we talk about food insecurity, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's no food in the cupboard, but what it means is a family or an individual lacks the economic resources to have reliable access to healthy food. So it could be perhaps they get to the end of the month and by the time they pay their other bills, there's not much left for groceries. It could be that they can't afford healthy food that's posing medical concerns for them, and the stress and anxiety that goes along with not knowing where your next meal is coming from is a key part of food insecurity.
So kids just went back to school this week, and my daughter's in Cornwall Lebanon School District. I know Lebanon City Schools for several years have provided free breakfast and lunch for all of their students because of the level of poverty within that district. Right. And then with the pandemic, I think all the schools are providing free breakfast and lunch. That obviously is a help.
It is certainly help. It's a key help, and certainly child hunger is an even greater concern, I think, for all of us. that's one thing that has come of the pandemic is they have waived some of those requirements. So it made it much, much easier for the schools and for organizations like the Central Pennsylvania Foodbank to make sure that there are healthy meals being made available to students. Absolutely, because we know when the schools closed, that was a significant concern about where many, many children were going to have access to that healthy food. But we've been able to meet that need and keep it going. And right now, Congress is considering a reauthorization of the Child Nutrition Act, which would perhaps take some of these flexibilities which allow schools to perhaps send home box lunches and those types of things, turn that into statute. So it's a very, very important issue to keep track of.
And who do you work with in Lebanon County? I know we have like Lebanon County Christian Ministries, Caring Cupboard.
Yeah, there's
Joy.
There's many, many different partner agencies that I'm not sure at the top of my head, but a significant number of agencies in the county that we work with. And so, what that work looks like is they have the ability to acquire food from us. So we've been making lots of food available, particularly fresh food, straight from the farm kind of food, which is really important. And then we try to support those agencies as well, make sure that they have the refrigeration that they need, that if they need a truck to get it to and from, and those types of things. So we have terrific relationships with those local agencies. The Central Pennsylvania Foodbank itself doesn't necessarily serve clients directly, so we rely on that network of those local partners to get it to the people who need it.
Thank you.
Well, I certainly, before we vote on this, will take the opportunity, first of all, to thank you for your participation. And I know as being active, and I'm sure my colleagues feel the same way, being active here in Lebanon County, we are certainly blessed with organizations and dedicated people that make this happen and get the food to the folks that need it. So I certainly want to take this opportunity to thank them as well as adopt this proclamation. Do you have any comments, Commissioner?
Well, without food banks, we all fall on hard times, and it's important to know that the community supports them. And this is a dignified way of allowing food distribution. Some of them, like Caring Cupboard, you can go in and actually shop for the kind of foods you would like. And others obviously have boxes ready or whatever, but I can't imagine, losing your job or losing a spouse and your income's cut in half, whatever the situation. You can have a peace of mind knowing that your children won't go hungry, and this is so important. So thank you for all the good work you do and working with our local agencies.
Thank you. We appreciate your support.
Commissioner Phillips, any comments?
No, I have nothing to add to what's been said, but I certainly appreciate all the volunteers that get behind this effort and make this happen. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, all those in favor of adopting the proclamation for the
Hunger Action Month.
Hunger Action Month, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, the proclamation is adopted and would